Okay, good morning. Sorry. It's been a lot of meetings this morning, so we're trying to keep everybody on time. Okay, I'd like a motion for, are there any public speakers, Ronnie?
No, there are not.
Okay. Because I heard Murray voted twice today, so I don't get the third. Yeah. The approval of the minutes, please. May I have a motion in a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
There's no changes to the capital construction work plan. Michael will review the project status reports.
Okay. Just before I start, I would like to, thank you. Before I start, I would like to mention that as part of our effort to increase transparency, we have posted the detailed reports on the to the MTA website for the 2nd Avenue Subway, East Side Access, and the Fulton Transit Center. The detailed reports are based on our information that we prepare quarterly for FTA, and we kind of condense it so it'll be a little more readable. And this is gives you information such as the status of active contracts, commitments, and expenditures, and the 3-month look ahead of project milestones. So that's now posted to the to our website. Number 7, because we do not have federal funding, did not have the same type of reporting. Nevertheless, we are now in the process of compiling the same type report on a quarterly basis. So when available, we'll make it available on the website. The only other thing, just wanted to mention that our South Ferry station this morning won the New York Construction Award for the best project of the year. So that was nice. Okay. I'm just going to run through the various projects, let you know where we stand.
Is it open and done?
Which one? Some things are open and done, some are not. Fulton Street Transit Center, the northbound platform RW is actually in service, and as of November 25th. In fact, these are a couple of pictures for whoever did not see it. And if you go there, you also observe that the southbound now is just subject to a lot of advertising. So when you're on the other one, you're looking at it. And we expect the southbound platform to be finished by September 11, 2011. And that is part of the work that we're also doing with the port. They have to provide the funding, and also they have to get out of our way. Excavation for the Transit Center Foundation is now complete. Concrete pours for the final mat slab began in mid-November, and you can see it here. It's quite impressive. You can watch it. I mean, if you want to walk by, you can go and see it. And on the AC mezzanine, the work has started. We have temporary stairs that have been installed on one end of the AC platform to accommodate the removal of ramps. Some of the ramps have been removed. Clearly, this is impossible to do this type of work without any impact to the customer. So there are certain impacts by the mere fact that these are temporary stairs, and not everyone is enchanted with that, but this is one of the inconveniences that we have to go through. And we have this is actually the temporary stair right here. The 4-5 station rehab contractor mobilized on site, and the preparations underway. We advertised the Day Street Concourse and RW Underpass finishes on November, and bids are due by January 6th. And the Corbin Building bids we extended by 1 week, due December 15th. Number 7, line extension. At the end, actually, at the end of this week, beginning of next week, we're breaking through with the second TBM into the cavern, and that's just kind of a milestone. Through the end of November, we actually mined over 2,200 feet of tunnel, and we are placing the permanent cast-in-place reinforced concrete walls in the station cavern.
That means the tunnel now goes the whole way to the end?
Not yet. No. We started at the tail tracks. The cavern we mined shoot and blast. We had one machine that went through, I think in October, and then the second one, because we are in parallel while we're walking right now. One machine is being walked to the cavern to start the other end of the cavern. The other one is coming into the cavern at the end of this week. Potentially Monday. You never know exactly how it goes. And the excavation underpinning continues at the lower level of the 8th Avenue subway. Second Avenue. The controlled blasting in the area of the launch box began on November 4th. We have been finally released to go into full blast, and we expect to finish the blasting in February in time for delivery of the TBM in March. In order to capitalize on the current market opportunities for bidding out contracts, the 72nd Street Station cavern mining and heavy civil work will be procured to a low bid rather than RFP process. And then the demolition of the Century Lumber Yard is scheduled to begin this month. And these are the only news fit the print right now for the 2nd Avenue. East Side Access. Within the Medicine Yard, the site of the future Long Island Railroad concourse, the structural beams that support Metro North Railroad and where up. This is actually, I'm sorry, just to quickly tell you, these are the tunnels, go back, the excavation, these are the upper drives, whatever you see in blue here, and they're completed, all of them. Next. These are the lower drives. The lower drives have not been completed. Whatever you see here in red, it is still to be completed. Okay, that shows you the TBM progress, and what happens here, the upper level blue, that was done. And this is coming, in effect, what you see here is the terminal, okay, in which you have the cavern with the 4 tubes that are coming in, 2 up, 2 down. The lower one have not been completed yet, and that's, go next, that's the one that has not been completed. Next. This is a pictorial of the relationship between the lower level, where the trains will arrive, and the concourse. Just so you get a sense, this concourse equals in size the Grand Center, 350,000 square feet. What you see here, the shafts where the elevators are. Shaft number 5, that is overall the corner, has been completed, and we're using that to be able to lower workers and move workers between the two areas. The others are being completed as well. Next. This gives you just the picture of the machine just coming out of the East Cavern. This is one of the machines.
A drive is MTA speak for one subway track? Is that what a drive?
Yeah.
That is a drive.
Yeah, one tunnel. One tunnel is a drive.
And the concourse is MTA speak for the lower level?
The lower level, yes.
Oh.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry.
Middle level.
The middle level is
The concourse, I'm sorry, I thought that you were talking about, the concourse is the middle level. What is today the Medicine Yards, that means this is the area that goes west of track 115. That means they use the lower level. You can see it today. You cannot access it, but you can see it from the food court area. You can walk through there.
The east side access lobby level.
That's the concourse. That's the lobby level, yes.
Madison Yard level.
Okay, from there, the escalators, can you go back, Bogdan? These are, you see the wellways here? These are escalators, high-speed escalators that are coming from the lower level, where the trains are, all the way up. That's about 100 feet, 90 feet drop. And right now, in order to make room for this wellways, what we needed to do is to support. Can you go back to the structural one just to show? Back. Go back. One more? No, we don't have it. Go the other way then. Sorry. More. Okay, this is the wall, first of all, that separates track 115 that will come back to be active and the concourse. And then when you look into the concourse, give me one more there. What we're doing here, we are actually supporting the upper level, creating a space between columns. And what we're transferring loads is a very complex operation. We are transferring loads to different columns, and when we're building, in effect, a big structure, and once the structure is in place, then we cut down the columns that are, these columns get chopped down. And then what you see there, the steel, is whatever supports the rest. And we had to have a foundation and so forth, so by making that room now we can get the wells drilled down, so we can put the escalators.
What's the maximum depth, do you think?
The depth, how
How far
we
down
go
is
from the street, we're at 130 feet. We're about 100 feet from the concourse. And it's really, you know, I've offered once to get a tour for the committee to see it, and I think it's spectacular, and you ought to see it. It's really, and I can guarantee you that it will take you about 2.5 hours. If you have 2.5 hours, we'll take you down.
You promised to bring us back up?
Well, you know, we'll decide, you know, when we get down there to see who comes up, who does not. This is, by the way, the second most, actually probably was one of the most important parts of our project. This is called the Harold Yard. This is the sunny side where our tracks and Amtrak are kind of intertwined, so to speak. So this is really, this is a bridge that we're building now so we can actually get some of the Amtrak out of the way and keep them happy. The bottom line here is that this is not as much in engineering as a logistical nightmare. We have to move poles around in order to keep Amtrak and Long Island Railroad working while we work. That's it's quite a feat, and that's what actually most of the problems that occur here. That's about it.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay. Thanks, Andrew. A little light action here. I think we still have money for those. I'd like to move now to the procurements. There are two competitive items for review. They both involve the Fulton Street Design Consultant contract.
Not exactly.
Oh, the first one.
The first one is a contract for concrete services, for specialty services on an on-call basis. And the second is a final settlement of about a dozen commercial issues with the Schiavone Granite Helmar team as the result of the closeout of that South Ferry structural box contract.
Okay. Would someone like to move those? Would anyone like to question those? Okay, all in favor?
All right.
They are both moved.
Thank you.
Anything else you need to add, Ronnie?
There are two additional action items. The next item is an amendment to a design work agreement previously approved here associated with some additional Con Edison work for an entrance for East Side access. And the second action item is the recommendation for the 2010 proposed budget.
Okay, in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was concise, but a very good presentation, Mike.
Thank you.
We'll now move to the real estate portion of the meeting. Pardon me? There's no what? No, we're not going to hear about how many gazillion people are going to be born in New York in the next 20 years.
Oh, I am getting an update from the city.
I can tell you. I know you're brewing something, Bill.
We're learning some fascinating things going on. Anyway, I can't help myself.
I know. There is no one more passionate about demographics than Bill Wheeler. Okay, the real estate agenda, there were 8 real estate items, Jeff?
Yes. The most significant of which is proposed license for system-wide vending machines on Metro North. I'd like to describe that to you in a minute. Let me just say, before we get to the action items, that the last time we we presented to you a proposal to license and parking spaces at Yankee Stadium on game days for Metro North employees. Some questions were raised. We were invited to revisit that matter with members of the board. Those of you who made it in today have received a memo from Bob McClogger and me summarizing the reasons why we think it's important for us to come back to you next month with a revised version of that staff summary. In the meanwhile, we wanted to invite you to study that explanation and to get back to us with any further concerns you may have. I see that some of the key participants in that earlier discussion didn't make it in, but anybody wants to call Bob or me, I appreciate that.
But everyone was given a copy of this.
Everybody who's here has got one, and everybody who isn't will get one, I guess, by email, Dave. Okay. As I say, we are presenting this month a proposed license with Answer Vending for vending machines at Metro North stations and employee facilities throughout New York State. We're very pleased to be bringing this to you. It represents the culmination of a lot of hard work by Metro North in real estate. I'd like to recognize Randy Fleischer and Steve Brusco from Metro North who are here and who are instrumental in getting this done, and also Dave Bosch and Andrew Greenberg of my group. The objectives, the twin objectives in putting this in place are to provide state-of-the-art amenities for our riders as well as to generate revenue. Principal challenge that we faced in putting this together is that I think without exception anyway, with only very few exceptions, the stations that do not currently or did not currently have electrical facilities for these machines, and a typical industry standard, the vendors expect to come and plug their machine, and it's as simple as that. So as I'll describe in a minute, one of our objectives here was to leverage a significant upfront investment by the vendor to reimburse costs of electrical installations in anticipation of a 10-year term. There'll be approximately 180 machines required to be phased in over 3 years, plus about 30 more at Metro North's option. The phasing of the stations will follow the plan for electrifying the platforms. The compensation, it consists of a guaranteed minimum, then a machine-based compensation, and finally a percentage share of the upside, which is designed to provide us with enhanced revenue to the extent that gross revenues exceed expectations. The machine-based revenue is conservatively estimated to total nearly $2 million over the 10-year term. And in addition, we'll be getting exclusivity payments totaling approximately $120,000 a year for the privilege of being designated the exclusive vending machine beverage provider, an exclusive snack vending machine provider for Metro North. You'll note that I did not say exclusive beverage provider or snack. In other words, we're not precluding our other concessionaires from selling other products. These are strictly related to the vending machines. And I should add that we have excluded from the initial contract Grand Central Terminal, although we've retained some options to cause the vendor to make installations at Grand Central as well.
Jeff?
Yeah.
What products will these machines offer?
There are. Are you speaking to the brand or the stuff? Yeah. They're going to be there'll be beverages, which will be a range of sodas and juices and water, and then snacks. We're contemplating that Coca-Cola and Mars are likely to be the initial exclusive brands. But I should note, particularly in the case of the snacks, that there's a requirement for a certain amount of healthy product, sort of whether or not it's manufactured by any particular firm. You know, I don't have one with me. Do you, Dave or Randy?
We didn't
Yeah.
have such good luck with Snapple, so we wish you better luck with Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, there you have it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a regular size vending machine, below the normal size.
And do you have a fixed place in the stations that these will go?
Yeah, we have identified locations, and we reserve to the railroad, relocation rights to the extent that becomes necessary. Did I
Source of
mention the
other
amounts?
income
That
here?
it's about $120,000 a year for the branding.
Yeah, you said
I did say that.
10 million.
Okay. Okay. And the one other item I should mention to be complete is that we're anticipating a little more than $500,000 expenditure for the electric, of which more than half, $320,000, would be covered by the vendor. Yeah.
If the city bans all soft drinks, we'll give you 6 months' notice.
6 months?
You better behave,
Okay.
just because you got to sit next to me today.
Well, that's fine. This is a license.
Jeff, this has been a long time coming. A lot of work went
Yes.
into this, and these guys
Yeah.
really have
It
to be
seems like a
commended.
trivial subject, but
Yeah.
it's quite,
I'll say
for a snack while he waits for the train.
certainly the lion's share of the work preceding my arrival, so I'm very, very pleased to be able to bring this forward.
Litter is going to be taken care of, I assume.
Yeah, the responsibility for policing the areas is on the vendors and maintaining the machines.
The gym gets there very early in the morning, so you got to make sure it's open.
it does. I always say.
Well, he's not.
So I'd like to move these action items.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Jeff, for
Thank
that
you.
explanation. Anybody else want to discuss anything relative to this, to the committee books?
Thank you for your
Okay. A short note, you'll find the February meeting's going to be changed to February 22nd, but you'll get a formal notice of that. Hopefully.
Excuse me, the January meeting is going to be on Tuesday instead of on Monday with the...
I had nothing to do with that. I don't know when it is. When is the January meeting?
It is Tuesday, January 19th at 11 o'clock. Let me just-
At the same time as the Metro North meeting, the same day as the Metro North.
I know that's a tricky week because of Martin Luther King Day. When is the Metro North meeting?
Metro North meeting. Monday. Pardon?
I have no idea.
18th is Martin Luther King.
No, the Metro North meeting is on the 25th. And normally we have this meeting on the same day as Metro North. So I'm asking why it's not.
I have no idea. I didn't have anything to do with it. I know it's also the same day as the railroad and bridges and tunnel. I have no idea. Do you want me to ask Darlene?
Yes, Darlene first.
I know the 22nd, the meeting in February is going to be moved to February 22nd. I hope that accommodates you.
It just makes an extra day, which is not great at all.
Okay, so I am emailing Darlene.